Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's program, we will chat with Quincy College Athletic Director Jack Raymer. They've got a lot of news to share. First, though, we do check out the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, it's overcast out there, 61 degrees right now. It'll be a windy, warm, wet day today. We've got some more showers that'll blow in this afternoon, but the real story is going to be the wind. There is a gale warning in effect. Offshore winds could gust to 50 miles per hour this evening with some more showers around tonight. Temperatures eventually will drop into the mid-30s. A much quieter day tomorrow, more seasonable as well. Just a few clouds with some sunshine. Highs tomorrow in the lower 40s. Then maybe some wintry weather here on Wednesday. Chance for some snow showers in the afternoon. Little or no accumulation, with highs Wednesday into the mid-30s, and then quieting down again on Thursday with sun and clouds and a high around 40 degrees. Overcast 61 in Quincy right now. In the news today, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch says that he is disappointed that Governor Charlie Baker and Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito are not running for a third term next year. During his weekly City View podcast last week, the mayor said he has had a great relationship with the Republican administration after supporting them from the beginning.
I was the first major city mayor to endorse him, and me, being a registered Democrat at the time, him a Republican, I heard from a lot of older folks in the city that said, you know what, since you could be with him, I'm going to vote for him because you're with him. So it almost like gave permission, if you weren't on the same party, that you could vote for somebody else if they didn't, if they weren't a member of the same party as you. So from that day forward, we just struck a good relationship. He asked me to serve on some committees at the time, him with the lieutenant governor. I did that anytime I could be helpful to serve. And of course, more recently, he pointed me to the MassDOT board, Department of Transportation, in conjunction with my appointment to the board of the MBTA, which was put forth by the advisory board that I've served on for 10 years. So he's a remarkable individual. And of course, Karen Polito, I serve with on the Seaport Economic Council, representing this part of this region of the state.
Koch left the Democratic Party in 2018 because of his pro-life views and is now an unenrolled voter. The mayor would not say if he would endorse any candidate for governor next year. City of Quincy is in line to receive at least $2 million from the $4 billion in federal American Rescue Plan funds for relief from the pandemic. State Representative Taki Chan of Quincy says that he managed to secure funding for some historical sites and environmental issues.
I'm working on likelihood that all our Quincy capital projects made it through the conference committee version. Obviously, I can't say definitively till I actually see the bill. Mm-hmm. We got some money for Scoring Point Park Ferry, for some dredging in Quincy Bay, some money for the Church of the President's fire extinguisher system because of the tombs. I need to help preserve those as well as the building itself. Some money for the Thomas Crane Library roof. So, there's some capital projects in there for the city that amounts to close to almost $1.6 million, $1.7 million.
Legislation did pass the House last Thursday and was approved by the Senate on Friday. Governor Baker has indicated he will sign the bill soon. City of Quincy will commemorate the 80th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor tomorrow. Quincy Veterans Council Commander Charles Hurd says that a day of remembrance ceremony will be held tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Veterans section of Mount Wollaston Cemetery. Hurd says the goal of the ceremony this year is to commemorate the 3,581 American casualties, including 2,403 killed and 1,178 wounded in that attack on December 7, 1941. A collation will be held immediately following tomorrow's ceremony at the American Legion Post 95 on Washington Street. Also, this coming Wednesday, the Morissette Post over on Liberty Street will be distributing food for any Quincy residents in need from 5 to 7:30 p.m. The 25th annual Community Leader Kettle Drive to benefit the Quincy Salvation Army will be held this Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the Hancock Adams Common in Quincy Center. This year's overall kettle campaign goal in Quincy is $120,000. Speaking on this program back in September, Captain Amanda Boynton explained how she wants to help people avoid how her parents struggled to provide Christmas gifts for her family.
Bless their hearts. They would actually go into debt to give us Christmas. And they didn't know about Salvation Army programs at the time, like that would help them with things. And so they would literally just spend the money they didn't have to once a year give us a big Christmas, you know, and make it special for us kids. And we never knew anything about it until we were older, and we were kind of like, wait a minute. And they wouldn't pay their mortgage, or they wouldn't pay their rent, or the utilities or whatever, and then they would go into debt over it. And so I think about my own situation, my own family, and I think about families that may be faced with that same choice. Do I give Christmas to my kids, or do I pay the stuff that I need to pay to keep things going? And that's not a great choice to be stuck in. And so I think I feel like the community is always more than happy to buy a toy for a kid. It's never usually a problem. And so let's do that kindness for families, because it's not easy to ask for.
Over the past 24 years, the Community Leader Kettle in Quincy Center has raised more than $113,000, including several Christmas in July kettle drives in Quincy Center. This year, the Salvation Army has kettles at Walmart, Star Market, Shaw's, Stop and Shop, Hobby Lobby, and at the South Shore Plaza. Well, family and friends of active duty military personnel gathered at the new Generals Park and Bridge in Quincy Center last night for a special ceremony. Mayor Thomas Koch and the city invited people to place the name of that service person on a yellow ribbon, and then decorate that huge Christmas tree with those ribbons. Park Department workers helped people attach the ribbons, and participants enjoyed some hot chocolate, some coffee, some treats, along with some holiday music provided by Sarah Kelly. The new park was officially dedicated back in September. Coming up, Quincy College Athletic Director Jack Raymer is here. That's next. Welcome back. We're going to talk a little sports today at Quincy College with Athletic Director Jack Raymer, who stopped on by to give us an update because, Jack, there is a ton of stuff going on at the college.
Well, it's great to be back, first of all. I appreciate everybody here for the great work you do. And, yeah, it's an exciting time, you know, at the college. And athletics has been, you know, as you know, the last couple of years, a lot of schools have been, you know, struggling, schedules, you know, games canceled, some programs canceled and things like that. We did miss 1 year. All the junior colleges did miss 1 year, but
because of the pandemic.
Because of the pandemic. Yeah. But I kind of looked at it as an opportunity for us, really, to turn it in a positive way, where with the support of the administration allowing us to have my coaches continue to go out to communicate as best we could, you know, with the restrictions in recruiting and trying to, you know, try to build our programs. I thought it was a great opportunity for us to really go out and talk to the high school kids, because it really affected a lot of seniors in a lot of ways, you know, a lot of ways that they were undecided about what they wanted to do, maybe to a four-year school, and then that really allowed us an opportunity to explain the great opportunities we have, you know, at Quincy College for, you know, for an associate's program or for even a gap year. Some kids, you know, we understand kids do use it as a gap year, but to get some solid transferable credits and then move on. But so we were out recruiting and trying to expand, you know, our programs, and I think it was very successful. Our numbers are up, and we've added a couple of teams, and we're excited about the direction we're heading in. You know,
is it unusual for a two-year school to have an athletic program? Well,
most of the state community colleges that we compete with have always had the athletic programs.
Okay.
They get Quincy College back in the years ago had athletics, and then it you know, they left for a while. But this is our fourth year now back, and we started with one team. It was our men's basketball team, and we're now up to we've got, you know, 3 NJCA teams and 2 club teams. Hopefully, we'll start competing in September, for the fall season.
NJCA is what?
NJCAA is the National Junior College Athletic Association.
So there is an association.
It's the
for junior
little,
colleges.
it's the little brother or sister of the NCAA.
Okay. All right.
It's set up the same format, follow all the same rules and
Yep.
regulations and things like that. But it's quite an organization, all throughout the country, and we're part of that in a couple of sports. In baseball and basketball, we're part of the NJCAA. Right now, our soccer program, the co-ed soccer, we're starting up, will be club. Our cross country right now is club. It's co-ed cross country, men and women. Baseball, we're excited about our new baseball program starting up in the spring.
Yeah.
And we hope to have 5 teams by the fall. That's our goal, as far as that goes.
So what's the difference between club and NJCAA?
NJCAA, there are rules and regulations for eligibility,
Yep.
and all the kids have to adhere to those rules and regulations. If you're a club team, it could be a students, there's not so much of the regulation, but they're able to do it so less, more relaxed, let me just put
Okay,
it that way.
all right.
Like, for instance, our cross country, we offer a club program right now. We don't just run NJCAA races, which we can do. We also run local road races.
Okay.
So if a student
Okay.
comes in and they work, like a lot of our kids do, and they can't do a 5-night-a-week practice or
Yes.
something like the NJCAA team, well, they may work 2 days a week with the coach, and then we just run some events.
All right.
And it's
Okay.
more of a fun, relaxing time, so we can kind of keep athletics as a part of your college experience, but not where so you're making a huge commitment like our basketball players. Our baseball players
Yeah.
are really making a solid commitment to the NJCAA.
Okay.
And the good thing about cross country, you can run both. You can do NJCAA and a relaxed program.
Yes.
And right now we're in a co-ed league down in Hanover where we have men and women playing, and we're hoping to bring a men's team and a women's team back in for the fall.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll either be club or it will be maybe an NJCAA, depending on how the recruiting goes.
Yeah,
So
so-
it's a more relaxed atmosphere for a club setting, and the NJCAA is a little bit more longer seasons, more games, and a little bit more structure as far as the rules and regulations go.
Okay, but it really gives your students the option to commit as much as they want.
And it is a good option,
Yeah.
and for a lot of the teams will stay as a club because the kids, and that's the type of student athlete that we get. They come to school, but they work. A lot of them work, a lot have a lot of commitments. And
It's the nature of a community college, right?
well, that's right.
Yeah.
And we, as much as we want to offer the athletics,
Yeah.
we still want to, not put a lot of pressure on it.
Yep.
We want it to be an enjoyable experience for them, and as I said, part of their whole college experience. So
Sure,
it's been going
sure.
good, yeah.
If they're participating in the NJCAA, I'm going to get these acronyms
Yeah,
right.
yeah, right, yeah.
Does that open up the doors for more competition in the future? For
Yes,
them?
absolutely. Our 2 sports now, we've recruited kids to come in to play baseball, basketball,
Yep.
and soccer. Some soccer kids
Okay.
we've recruited in, and their goal, a lot of them, is to move on to a 4-year school.
That's what I'm thinking,
For
yeah.
whatever which reason, they're coming to us. Whether it was recruiting or whether it was something else, they didn't get accepted. But the
Could be financial reasons too. right?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the college coaches come to our games.
Okay.
And these kids know that they'll be looked at by Division III, Division II. Doug's program with basketball, this is our 4th year. We have had 4 or 5 kids go Division III,
Yeah.
a couple Division II. That means they're going to get scholarships, and we have had 2 kids go Division I where they'll get full scholarships
Okay.
coming out of our program. So that's a big. Doug Scott is our
I was
basketball
just going to
coach.
ask you to explain your coach. Yeah.
And Doug has done a great job,
Yeah.
and we're a way to. I tell them that we're a way to get you where you want to go.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
if they can't get there right through high school, we give them that opportunity through academics and through the athletics to get to the schools that they want to go to.
Yeah, that's very attractive, I'm sure, if that's something on their radar screen.
It
yeah.
is, and I refer to it as an affordable academic and athletic experience here at Quincy College, and I think that's what makes us kind of a diamond in the rough, and that's what I do to get out and let people know that we have the athletics and
Right.
that we also can offer solid transferable credits to all of our students
Yes.
as they move on.
You mentioned Doug Scott. Tell me about your coaching staff, what you have and what you need
Well,
going forward.
I'm very lucky. I mean, you know, I think the success of any athletic program is the people that work for you. And Dougie was our first guy. Dougie was a Quincy resident athlete here, done a great job in basketball and recruiting. We brought in Jim Dolan. Jim Dolan is a well-known baseball coach around the South Shore. He started a college program at LaSalle years ago. Won a state championship at Archbishop Williams, I think 4 years ago. Jim came in, said he wanted to bring a baseball program to Quincy College. He went out last year. We brought in 27 baseball players from as far as Florida, Canada, New Hampshire. They will come if you have a team.
Interesting.
We had they practiced a little bit in the spring. They were allowed to do that in the fall. I'm sorry. Okay. And we're ready to go this spring with go out and you know, the kids are excited, and you know, we're excited about that happening. Yeah. And our cross country program is in the hands of John Fury. John is a Quincy resident athlete, coached for 23 years at Emerson College, cross country, works locally here in Quincy, has done a great job in recruiting, bringing in both men and women cross country. He trains marathon runners, so the kids really get a great deal when they have John as a coach. And you know, we're building our numbers in the cross country. We had you know, 14 kids over the last couple of years, but you know, mixing it up with the men and the women. And this year, our cross country team, we had two big meets. One was at Mass Maritime. We finished second, and then we have our annual Granite Cup. We run it against Eastern Nazarene College, and they won the cup last year. They won it again this year, but we won the men's division. But it's a nice rivalry between Quincy College and Eastern Nazarene. I've been involved with another rivalry around here in Quincy, that Quincy North rivalry. I don't know if it's.
I wasn't going to bring that up at all
I don't
today,
think it's. I don't think it's quite as established as that. But we're excited about. We play our basketball games at Eastern Nazarene.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So we're excited about you know, having competition between them. I think it's good for the city, and it's been pretty successful. Yeah. And also we've brought in two. Great people to recruit for our soccer program. Brian Fisher is a Norwell native who went to Archbishop Williams, played at Emerson College also, played soccer. He's out recruiting for men's soccer. And Nicole Hayward is a Marshfield resident, coaches in the Marshfield system, played at Curry College. She's out recruiting for our women's soccer program. And we also, Joe, are going to be recruiting for a men's club hockey program this fall. Really? Yeah, I haven't established. I'm working out the details on the coaches. But we've been accepted in a collegiate club league for next year. So we're excited about that opportunity to let local hockey players who don't get involved in juniors or whatever continue to play, you know, college hockey. And to the schools like UNH, Northeastern, Bentley, these are all in this league. Wow. So we're excited about that. So. We're excited about a lot of things going in good directions, and I really have some great people that help us out. And I have to recognize my athletic academic advisor, Jillian Ben, is new at the college, but is doing a great job. Works with our athletes as far as registering in classes, and is kind of a monitor for them. And you know, you're getting old, Joe. When I first met Jillian, she said, "Oh, you coached my father back in Quincy." I go, "Oh my God," and it's true. Her dad, Bob Ben, was a great player back in the. I think in the 70s or 80s, but I've been around the city a while, I guess, you know. So, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
So, I mean, really, you're seeing a resurgence then in what it was, right? That back then.
Yeah, I think I still believe, you know, after being in this business for quite a while, the kids still want to compete. You know, they want to. You know, they still want to participate, and if we can give them the opportunity to participate at a level. You know, the NJCAA level is a little bit more serious competition, but to be able to come to school, even in high school, or if you never played in high school, there's no age limit in college. If you've got some years left, take a course, you can come join our team. You know what I mean? Right. There's no age limit, and for us to be able to give the kids a good opportunity to continue to play athletics in a relaxed way and in a serious way, we give them both options. It's exciting, and you know, I think it's something that will help the school.
Yeah.
I think we're all part of our enrollment.
Exactly. Yeah.
We want to bring up the enrollment, and I think we're trying to do our part to help out to bring student athletes into Quincy College.
Well, it's a more rounded educational experience that they get, having the option of athletics, something that they would experience at a more quote unquote traditional school.
And the other schools are a lot more competitive, and they recruit, and you may go to the school and then you get cut from the team. Well,
Right.
we don't make any cuts.
Okay.
Well,
Really?
basketball, we've made a couple of cuts. We
Okay.
do, but as your program gets a little bit more as we're there a little bit more, you could have that situation. But for the most part, especially our club teams, there's no cutting. Everybody plays.
So now's the time actually to get in on
Now's the
it.
time to come to Quincy
Yeah.
College and compete in cross country and when especially the kids this year in baseball, they're excited to be part of a program that's just starting up.
Yes.
And that's exciting for all of us. And it's good, and the kids like it, and it is a fun thing around the campus.
Yeah.
And
You've talked a lot about recruiting. What is the recruitment process like, Jack? How does that actually?
well, recruiting is you have to get out and contact the high school coaches, basically.
Okay.
Through I've had a lot of connections over the years with athletic directors who helped me out a lot in getting me lists of the coaches. Some of the coaches are still there when I was involved in coaching. So you contact them, you ask them. We try to get in and talk to their kids to give them give them an option to talk to them about Quincy College, about the opportunities, because they're all looking at different schools, some different levels. I know in coaching these guys, they all think they belong at Division I, Notre Dame football and all that, but then they come back a little bit, and we know we're going to get that type of kid that maybe didn't get in that Division II school, but wants to still compete, and but you got to go out and recruiting is it's a chore.
Yeah.
And it's something you have to do to keep bringing the kids in. But the coaches around here understand, and they're always looking out for their kids. So we have a good rapport with the coaches mostly around the South Shore and in the Boston schools. And there are as you know, there's so many schools around here.
Well, right.
For kids
yeah.
to.
Well, this is what I'm saying. The competition is so fierce that there
Right.
could be a whole lot of talented athletes that are getting passed over just
Right.
because of this.
And there are kids that go to four-year schools that don't make the team, and they
Right.
say instead of they leave the school, but now we're another option.
Yes.
We know we may be an option. We want the kids to come to us to get their associate's degree,
Yep.
and perhaps our four-year degree
Perhaps
with
a
the
baccalaureate now with the business
right,
program, yeah.
which I think will help us down the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, and we want to offer them that experience where they can come, and a lot of kids like to stay at home. Maybe the dorm is not for them, but those are the type of kids we'll go for, and we recruit, but. You try to get the best kids out there, but we're looking for kids who want to just, make athletics a part of their experience.
Sure.
And that's a nice touch.
Yeah,
So,
it's fun. I bet it's probably
it
more
is
fun in some cases than
it is fun to go back.
professional.
Still going to games. I've been, for 50 years, I've been going to games. But I mean, to watch the kids and watch them develop, and
Yeah.
the camaraderie they see around our campus. The kids will. They all hang around together. They have good times together, and that's fun to see too. And we get a lot of support, I have to say, from the faculty at the college. I mean, they're very good with our student athletes. We, our student development department, we give support to our kids. We want to make sure they succeed. And so that's one of the big things we have a lot of at Quincy College. Some of the bigger schools really may not have for school for some of the student athletes.
Yeah.
So our faculty's been great in working with our kids, and there's just a nice rapport around the campus. We have small classes, and the kids can get to know their professors. And we have a lot of professors that come to our games
Yes, yeah.
and get involved. So that's kind of a nice aspect of the community, the college community out there. So
Do you see the kind of non-traditional students, Jack, like the older students, perhaps getting involved in athletics as well? Is there an option for them to do that?
We have a baseball player who works full-time for the MBTA police,
Okay.
and is taking courses full-time at Quincy College.
Wow.
And is a member of our baseball team.
Is that right?
And
Okay.
and he it's funny, you go to the games and you see him interact with the younger guys,
yeah.
and they get along well, and he's having a ball doing it.
Okay.
And but yeah, I mean, it's the opportunity is there for everyone. Even in running a road race, everybody likes to run nowadays. So
Yeah.
we can include faculty in our road races, plus any student that wants to run. And so that we throw a T-shirt on them and off they go, and it's
Well,
kind of a fun thing.
We've seen during the pandemic how important it is to be outside, right,
Right,
and keep
sure.
yourself healthy
Yeah.
and fit. And what a perfect opportunity.
It
to do
is, it
that.
is a
Yeah.
great opportunity. It really is.
Now, are all your teams under the umbrella of the Granite Athletics?
Granite Athletics,
Okay.
yep, and we whether it's club or intramural or
Yeah.
whatever, we have our logo. We have our new hat logo with the granite from the quarries. I guess the granite hammer is what we do that for. It's a nice logo,
Sure.
and we promote it as that, and it's really gone really well. And I wanted to mention one other thing, Joe. We do have coming up for basketball. Our Jim Sheets Cup is. We started this 2 years ago. Everybody knows former Mayor Sheets was very instrumental in both colleges here at Quincy College,
Very much so, yeah.
and also down at Eastern Nazarene.
Absolutely.
And when the mayor, when I first got here, he was very helpful in us in working with the gym and things like that. But it's coming up on the 14th of December.
Okay.
It's gonna be covered by QATV,
Great.
and which we appreciate. And hopefully, Jim is in Pennsylvania. I hope he can come up. But it's something we like to keep going, just as that rivalry I said with Eastern Naz. So
Absolutely.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Great to talk to you, Jack. Really appreciate it. It's
Well, I
always
mean,
fun.
I greatly appreciate the opportunity to, talk about the great things that are going on in Quincy College, and we're excited about it, and we thank you here for your help and everybody's help here. You do a great job for the city.
Thank you.
Been doing it for a long time.
Appreciate
But
that.
Thanks again.
You're very welcome. It's our pleasure. We'll have you back too.
I hope so. I hope so.
Just enough time to take another look at the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. It's gray, it's damp, but it's windy and warm too. Temperatures in the lower 60s. There's a gale warning that goes up for later on today into tonight. Maybe 50-mile-per-hour gusts this evening for a short time. Quiets down tomorrow with sun and clouds. Cooler. Back down to the lower 40s, maybe a snow shower around here on Wednesday into the mid-30s, and then quiet again on Thursday with a high around 40 degrees. Thanks again to Jack Raymer for joining us today from Quincy College.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks so much.
Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Friday here on the program, Cynthia Sierra from Mannett Community Health Center. Until then, have a great week.